Hello, good morning, and welcome to this Dawn Busters Taste Challenge. Let's do the series now. We have rye whiskeys. Yes, my favorite type of whiskey, I think. Rye whiskey, yeah. This is Woodford Reserve Rye. Now, Woodford Reserve has been on the market 26 years. So I don't know when the rye came out, but it's not older than 26 years ago. Okay. So this is produced in Kentucky. It's Kentucky straight rye whiskey from Brown-Forman, family-owned company, owners of Jack Daniels since 1956. 90.4 proof, 53% alcohol. And it says on their website, a pre-prohibition style ratio of 53% rye. So I guess that's how they used to do it before 1919. In its mash bill to pay homage to history's original rye whiskeys, making spice and tobacco the dominant note among a sea of fruit, floral, and sweet aromatics, which yields a nice sweetness and overall balance. Our rye whiskey can deliver complex flavors, neat, like this morning, on ice or in a cocktail. A balanced rye makes a more balanced cocktail. And there you go, 4 gold medals. Let's see. They won a gold medal at San Francisco World Spirits Competition. In 2020, it won a gold medal at the San Francisco World Spirits Competition in 2016. So they have a featured cocktail, the Rye Manhattan. So we can see that this is they're showing a wheel, malt, rye. So that's the grains. The grains are malt and rye, barley malt and rye. No, so I guess it's 47% barley malt whiskey. I'm not reading all these descriptors. I'll never remember them anyway. So get off their website. I put a link below. David Cassidy says, hello, Ron. Good morning. Good morning to you. Thanks for watching Fandango Friday last night. All right. I finished off that bourbon cream. I mean, I was just ready to get rid of it. It was good, though. A little sugary sweet, but I didn't have too much left. I noticed that Mathern's marked down the Evan Williams eggnog to $7.99. But I'm going to wait them out. I'm going to do a staring down game, play chicken. I'm hoping they're going to drop it more so I can really scoop it up for like $5.99. Because once New Year's ended, like nobody wants eggnog, even though it's going to be cold for months. So yeah, I like eggnog, January, February, March, what the heck. But I've already had Evan Williams. I just, for a really good price, I mean, I might revisit it. Why not? Thumbs up and clinking the mugs, he says. All right, so that's Woodford Reserve Rye. And this is a 375 milliliter bottle, and I got 2 of these. One is full. This one is a third full. We got it for the greatest price in the history of Woodford Reserve Rye whiskey. $5.99 a bottle. That's $11.98 for a 750 milliliter bottle. Yes, you heard right. Now, what's the normal price? A lot more than $11.98. Let's check it out. We'll go to Total Wine and More. They're one of the main companies that sell this stuff, and their prices are similar to Walmart, usually $1. Now the competitor is Frederick Pope. Some kind of. All right, Hunter Rye, imported from Canada. And then in the little bullet there, because it's showing the sleigh dogs, it's showing it says Canadian Hunter. Canadian Hunter, 750 milliliter, 90 proof. So there's Canadian Hunter 80 proof, the regular one you see everywhere, and the Hunter Rye 90 proof that you don't see hardly anywhere, in my experience. I know one place in New Orleans that sells it, but only in the little 100 milliliter bottles, and they're way overpriced. So I was like, A, I don't want those plastic ugly bottles, and B, I'm not paying that crazy price. If I run across a glass standard bottle, I'll get it. And I was in Arlington, Texas last year at Liquor Warehouse, and I found it. I was like, oh, $11.99. Yes, indeedy. Yes, indeedy. So it cost me 1 penny more than the Woodford Reserve, $7.50. I picked up the 2022 Bigfoot this past Thursday. I found it to have a slight bitter finish with this year's offering. Well, I never see Bigfoot. It used to be all around here, and then it was like barley wines just crashed off of our market. We used to get Monster. Well, that was discontinued by Brooklyn. We used to get Old Foghorn. Gone, never see it. Bigfoot, never see it. And we used to get North Coast Old Stock Ale. Never see it. So it's sickening, really. But nobody wants, I don't want barley wines. They want flavored beers that taste like every kind of crazy candy flavor, which to me is not a good sign. Woodford Reserve Rye. Let's see the price. So I paid $11.98. My friend David snapped up 2 bottles. Then he got the double oak for $13.98. True story. Now, yeah, $29.49. That's what I'm saying. $29.49. And that's the cheapest you're going to find it at Total Wine. Nobody's going to beat them more than likely. But we got it for $11.98. The greatest rye whiskey deal in the world. We were so pleased. Let me tell you, we were so very pleased. I don't see. Oh, I was about to say, I don't see the double oak. Yeah, well, Woodford Reserve Rye listed, so why would I see the double oak? Let's see what the double oak's going for. Yowza, $57. But David got it for less than 16. So that's the great legendary Savannah discount. They don't have as great of deals as they used to have. I don't know if that was just like a kind of a thing to pull people in, and then once they got their crowd, they started jacking the prices up or something. But you could still find good deals in Discount Depot. Don't overlook Discount Depot there, also in Marrero. But I got so much liquor now, it's like liquor galore. I really don't need to buy any for a minimum of a year. 2023 maybe then, but really it needs to kind of stop. All right, let's see. Forgot to make my tags. Hunter Hunter Rye. I got the other tag. Sorry about that. All right. Because they're going to be about the same color, so I can't just use color as a determination. Some of these products you can, because some will be real light, some will be dark, and all of that. But this is not going to be that situation. I would expect Woodford Reserve to win, but then that can be tricky. You say, nah, $30 bottle is going to destroy a $12 bottle. It's a joke. It's a joke. I mean, it should be a joke. It should be a joke. And perhaps it will be. Hopefully it will be. That way you feel like the price is justified and you feel like you could taste these things one from another, like you have some kind of ability. All right, now Now we're ready to roll. Joe Biden's dentures. Yeah, liquor galore. Uh, Hello, Oliver. The proliferation of seltzers does not bode well for brewers. They've replaced literally 50% of the beer shelf space at local supermarkets. Well, the good news is that market is crashing. People have gotten seltzer sick, so you might see a drastic change in the next year. It sounds like a good name for a liquor store. Yeah, liquor galore. That'd be a good store. Liquor galore, liquor store. Okay, liquor galore, liquor store. Hunter Rye, here we go. And away we go. I might give up liquor for Lent, y'all. I'm probably going to do it, which means no Dawn Busters for the days of Lent. Oh, well, that's why it's a sacrifice, right? If it wasn't a sacrifice, it wouldn't be, you know what I mean? Like if you didn't miss it, it wouldn't be like you're giving anything up. Because I think I'm finished with these little mini cigars, you know. I was working on one yesterday and I said, man, I don't know. I think I'm done with tobacco. I'm done with mirrors. Now you know what I'm saying. But I got this. I got this cork soak. Now I poured the liquor onto it. I poured the whiskey, bourbon, the rye whiskey onto the cork, and it's sucking up the whiskey. You want to keep these things moisturized. That's why we had the incidents with the 1983 Wild Turkey 101, 8-year aged, where the cork was dry rotted and fell into the whiskey, and the 1954 Biscuit VS cognac, where the same thing happened. We had to strain the whiskeys and the whiskey and the cognac through the coffee filter because the cork was dry rotted. Well, it was too late for the biscuit because the lady had tried to open it before I had caught her. I'd have told her, Amy, stop, turn it over, let it soak, and then maybe in an hour try to open it. But it was too late and thing just. But we were able to save it, so that's the important thing. But still, you can avoid all that if you keep it moisturized. We have everything, even selections you can't stand. Laughing out loud, right? Well, a lot of liquor stores have stuff I can't stand. Um, I was telling my daughter yesterday. She was scared to come over because of COVID. COVID. I can't say that word. All right, COVID. And because because I'm not part of the experiment. You know, I didn't let them do the medical experiment on me, so she's worried about it. I said, okay. She wanted to do a beer review, but she's going to pass this time. And we were talking about scoring, and I was saying about how I usually give high scores because most things I try are very good, and I'm not, you know, if 90% of the products I try are in the A range, well, I'm going to keep giving A's. I'm not going to start giving some C's and D's just to even it out, make it look more balanced. I mean, I can't. That would be dishonest, you know. I have to call it like I see it. You understand? You stand under. All right. Good morning, says C note 215. Yes, hello. A C note. I take that as an insult, Rosado. Okay. Michael Corleone says hello. Well, as you can see, the Woodford Reserve is very dark. It is deep copper. Okay, so I didn't need tags. I did not actually need tags. I wasted a little time there, but they're done. You know, this one is amber. It's got some color to it. Now you say, "Oh, that's Canadian whiskey." You know what those people do up there, eh? They're adding caramel color. Boy, I'll tell you, I went up to Ontario one. Now, this is in Montreal, you know, Quebec province, Quebec. I went up to Quebec one time. Boy, let me tell you, up there in Canada, and they were making all kinds of whiskey. Boy, let me tell you, boy. And they were adding all the coloring to it. And I said, by golly, I'm here in Canada and I love being a Canadian, and they're drinking all the whiskey and the people are smoking all the cigarettes. And they're doing just what the government tells them to do. Boy, they're so compliant. Oh, we Canadians, we defer to the government. Let me tell you, boy, we're so compliant. That's the way you need to be. Those Americans with their crazy freedom ideas, they just rub me the wrong way. By golly, let me tell you, boy. All right. And anyway. And now we'll go eat some poutine. Okay. I'm making fun, but it's funny because I used to call. Remember when you call on the 1-800 number? And I'd say, I'd like to order a brochure for Ontario tourism. And the guy was saying, oh, yeah, let me fill that out for you there. I'm going to fill out your address for you. And you're in Louisiana. Boy, I know all about that place. I hope you have a good time up here in Ontario. Oh, it's going to be a great time. Let me tell you, boy, by golly. And I was like, wow, the stereotypes are always true. Funny how that works out. I said, do you know how to, I said, do you need me to spell my name out for you? He says, why would I need you to do that? That's a very common name up here in Canada. Uh, um, that smells like Hunter Rye, eh? These rye whiskeys. Now look, the Canadian Hunter might have a good deal of corn whiskey in it. I have to say, it could have a lot of corn. Now, the Woodford the Woodford Reside does not have corn because I just was looking at the website. It says it has two grains, 50%, 53% rye. Why ask why? Just say Bud Rye. And 47% by obvious biological deduction, 47% malt, as they would call it in Scotland, single malt whiskey. Of course, it may not be single malt because I think Woodford getting there. Oh, Woodford Reserve gets their whiskeys from all around Kentucky because they got a lot of sources for it. But if it says Kentucky straight whiskey, that is the law. All the whiskeys must come from Kentucky, but doesn't necessarily mean where in Kentucky they have to come from. It doesn't have to be the same distillery or anything like that. It's not bonded whiskey. So this smells like it could be the Woodford Reserve Rye, but I don't know. This is the Woodford Reserve Rye. Oh, yeah. Oh, that juicy, savory oak barrel-soaked rye whiskey. That peppermint, that mint. We were in Hawaii. A friend of mine, we were on a road trip one time. I need to go on more road trips. I haven't been doing them. I don't need to, but I'd like to. We were in Indiana. And we had this strange lunch where they had broasted chicken. I said, what is broasted chicken? We were on the west side of Indiana on that U.S. highway. Was it 147 south? I think it goes from top to bottom in Indiana. She says, broasted chicken. So I don't know. That's why I asked. I never heard of such thing. And then she brought out the plate. I said, this is fried chicken. She said, it's not fried chicken, it's broasted. But I found out later doing research, it's an equipment they buy. It's a company called Broasted. It's a broaster, not a roaster, a broasted. In other words, like broiled roasted. It fried it though. It didn't make it like fried chicken. So it was interesting. Tasted, like fried chicken. But then we went to Kentucky, crossed the Ohio River into Kentucky. And I said, are we back in the South now? I told Paul, are we in the South? So we stopped in Elizabethtown, Kentucky to eat. I think it was the next morning. Yeah, because we were eating breakfast. And the waitress comes up to the table. Hey, y'all, what you want for breakfast? I said, we in the South. Okay. We didn't hear that up north of the Ohio River, and they were very terse too. You know, they weren't coming up to the table talking about, "Hey, hun, what you want, baby," and all that familiarity, which I don't like. Honestly, I might be a closet Yankee because I'm not here. I'm not at the restaurant to be your friend. I'm just wanting to eat. I'm not trying to be ugly, but all that friend stuff's fake anyway. That's usually like information gathering, some kind of Southern magnolia shade technique to get information from you. It's like a deception, really. People from up north will tell me, y'all in the South are so friendly. Everywhere I go, they're so friendly. And I say, I'd be careful about that. And if you want an example, watch the movie The Horse Soldiers from 1959. You'll learn about, it's sort of like a lesson in the movie about this Southern hospitality. Yes. I mean, I'm wise to it growing up here, so I know how those little psychological operations work. So I don't fall for it. I'll pretend I'll play along with it. I'm like, oh yeah, howdy and shucks and oh y'all and corn on the cob and all that. But I'm not falling for it. I'm just playing along with it. I'm doing reverse deductive psychological warfare. Inductive, actually. Well, that's the Canadian hunter, I'm afraid. That's the Woodford Reserve. The oak, you see, because they're using never before used charred oak. Seems to me it's got a pretty thick char on it. And the Canadian, they're using leftover oak barrels, probably from Glenmore Distilling or Barton 1792, or perhaps, or probably, more like probably, Buffalo Trace. So you say, well, I don't need to close my eyes. I know this is Woodford Reserve. Ding, ding, ding. Got it. Is it better? Yeah, it's better. Better be better. It's $30. The other one's $12. We had a fast food place in southeastern Pennsylvania used to sell roasted chicken called Nick's Hamburgers. Very nice Greek family owned it. So Nick's Hamburgers sold roasted chicken. Okay. Never tried it though. Well, think of dark fried chicken, like fried chicken that's darker in appearance, like the batter, and less greasy. Well, if you got really good fried chicken, it won't be greasy. If it's done right, it'd be perfect. People overshare in public to complete strangers. It's bizarre. It's strange. I don't like it. But are all of them using some kind of like psychological profiling, like HAL 9000 to get information from you? They're not all doing that. Some people are just genuinely friendly and give too much information, TMI. But it's not all legitimate. No, I'm probably mostly not. But people in the South are too familiar. I don't like it. I like, sir, ma'am, may I take your order? I'm not all into all this honey and baby stuff. I flip it back on them though, and then they get uncomfortable. They'll say, "What you want to eat, baby?" And I'll say, "Well, honey," and then they get defensive. I say, "Well, I'm like Brian Wilson. I'm trying to hang on to my ego. You come on like you're peaceful, but inside you're so uptight. You trip through the day." Okay. But what can you tell them? Right? What can you say that won't make them defensive? All right. You're probably saying, you're neurotic. That's your problem. You're neurotic. I'm not neurotic necessarily. What do I know for neurotic? Anyway, these two are so different that it's shocking. It's not really shocking, but it's strange. You know, it's like a mind boggle. You know, it's like a little bit of a mind boggle. Not a dune bug, not a dune buggy, not a dune, not a boondoggle, not a boondoggle. You say a boondoggle. That's what the U.S. government does when they spend money every time. Yes, that's right. You only live once. James Bond said you only live twice. People, yeah. All right. All right. There's a lot going for the Hunter Rye. There's a lot going for it. Has some rye notes. There's no doubt about that. It's got the peppery rye, the spiciness, the things you would expect in a rye whiskey. But on the other hand, you get that stereotypical Sazerac Canada. John Anile with Georgia Beer Reviews would call it the almond extract undercurrent. Well, with the non-ryes, it's an overcurrent. It's an oblique. It's an overt characteristic. But in this case, it's an undertaste. But it's there, and you say, "Aha, that's Canadian Hunter." Oh, have no doubt. These things he says are true. We're all human Aries stew if we don't pledge allegiance to the. I live my life by the Bon Scott lyric. I know I'm not doing much. Doing nothing means a lot to me. All right. All right. And another group said that too. Do nothing all day. They were hard at work in it, doing nothing all day. I was watching an interview with Jerry Garcia, and the guy was saying, he was a Catholic priest too. He says, "Well, what is your life like, or like, what do you do?" He says, Jerry Garcia said, "I don't really do anything." It was from 1976. He said, "I don't do anything. I don't really go anywhere. I don't go out. I don't really hang out with friends, or I just practice all day." He said, "I just really just stay at home and just practice guitar all day." He says, "It's really the only thing I'm interested in doing." Now, he said it. He wasn't doing nothing. He was playing in the band. Daybreak on the land. There it is. And his hair was getting a little gray at the time, but that touch of gray kind of suited him anyway. All right. Now the Woodford Reserve Rye is dynamite. Oh, it's savory. It's intense. It's like intensities in 10 cities. It's got the charred oak, the deep rye, the savoriness, the luxuriousness, the pepperiness, the mintiness. Oh yes, the mintiness, the mintiness. I just want to keep saying it in a repetitive circle. Oh, the Woodford Reserve Rye. Now I said it's intense, but did I say it was harsh? No, it's a very good product because it's at the same time it's intense. Contrawise, it's not harsh. So you get the best of both possible worlds. Extreme intenseness, but not harsh. Oh, what a wonderful product. Oh, what a great product. Oh, did I get a great deal? It's time to go watch The Lies. He said, "What do you mean go watch The Lies?" Oh, I mean, watch the news. Never got into the Grateful Dead. Neither me until 1995 when I was watching a show about them and listened to the music, and then it hit me like a diamond bullet through the forehead like Colonel Kurtz. And then I said to myself, I said, their music, it goes in a circle. And then when I realized their music goes in a circle, I was, more or less driving that train high on. Yeah, so When I realized that, then I went mad. I went crazy. And I went and bought all their albums that I could get a hold of, more or less. And it seemed a common way to go. Going to get there? I don't know. Anyway, thanks everybody for watching this video production. Tomorrow morning, we'll be back with another Canadian Hunter Rye versus something else. China Cat Sunflower.